Thoughts of a day at the beach are often brimmed with sprawling white sand, crystal clear water, and the sun's rays melting sunscreen like hot butter sliding down oiled skin. Yet, dangers from too much sun exposure or creatures lurking below the waves are only a fraction of one's true worries. An array of creepy, crawling creatures toil beneath the surface, and oftentimes, these critters get washed ashore. We're talking things that sting, things that bite, and even things that infect their prey with bacteria so venomous, one will be sent on an adventure blazing with sirens and whistles all the way to the nearest hospital. What could begin as a tranquil trip to the seashore may result in unforeseen circumstances beseeching safety. Life's not always a beach, so be mindful of mysterious predators, or be prepared to end up as fish food. Here are 11 of the deadliest creatures invading our beaches. Today's video was done in collaboration with What Lurks Below. Stay tuned to the end of this video to find out more. Number 11. Common cone shells. Over 30 recorded deaths have been linked to a marine snail inhabiting colorful cone shells found littering seashell beaches. Common in reefs spanning the globe, stings from the cone snail unleash an immobilizing venom which immediately paralyzes its prey. The plus side? Medical research denotes this venom highly helpful in pharmacology research. That is, a cutting-edge scientific journal promoting finds in biomedical advancement and drug examination. The downside is that no cure has been found, so the only hope is that the hapless seafarers remain privy to the shell's harmful sting. Number 10. The marbled cone snail. Don't let its beauty fool you. The marble cone snail leads a double life. With an exterior like black and cream-stained glass, or the striking spots of a monarch butterfly, the marvelous façade is only that. Inside, the poisonous predator possesses more venom than every beach inhabitant on this list. According to researchers, a single drop of venom from the marbled cone snail warrants enough toxins to kill 20 people alone. This deadly delight can be found in the warm waters of the tropics, and shallow swimmers should be wary of its wrath. With one touch, a single sting will invoke symptoms instantaneously. Indications of infection include immense pain and a tingling numbing of limbs. In most severe of cases, however, the poison has induced paralysis, respiratory failure, and the loss of sight before death. There have been 30 deaths due to this slimy offender, with no sign of an anti-venom to date. Number 9. The Flower Urchin. This beautiful creature encompasses a colorful sea sphere with long spines adorned with flower-like pincers. Found scattered among seabeds of the Indo-West Pacific, the flower urchin must be handled with special care. Their limbs are spotted with a venomous pedicularia containing toxins so lethal, paralysis leaves prey dumbfounded and left for dead. According to researchers, the flower urchin has even brought several victims to death in Japan, yet there is still no cure for this venomous floral beauty. Number 8. Sea snakes. If one were to be wary of snakes when out of the water, they should be equally terrified of the land snake's sneaky sea counterpart. Sea snakes have been a risk to beach enthusiasts for years, as they can easily slither under the surface of water unnoticed. Most commonly, they are found hauled in with the day's catch, leaving faultless fishermen prone to an undeserving advance from the squirming serpent. While their short fangs of 4.5 millimeters seem harmless, sea snakes are capable of piercing human skin and will do so when feeling defensive and cornered. These fascinating creatures can open their mouths wide enough to consume extremely large prey, so a human thigh would be an easy snack for this fierce sea dweller. Number 7. The weaverfish. Recent warnings have pervaded prim beach hangouts around Plymouth Rock, England regarding the infamous weaverfish. This venomous sand dweller is sneaky in that it buries itself under the seafloor in search of its next victim. As a result, this clever creature is known to inflict excruciating pain to anyone who steps on it. All it takes is penetration from one swift sting, and the target is toast. Using tiny spines which line their back and gills, the weaverfish announces its presence by piercing the skin of anything or anyone who comes upon it. After their poison has been released, the affected target will feel insufferable pain for up to 2 hours. And those wounded by the weaver report the pain as the worst they've ever experienced. While the only harm caused is inflammation and swelling, the weaver is particularly dangerous as it waits underground, completely camouflaged under the sand, watching and waiting to strike again. Number 6. The stonefish. Scientific study determines the stonefish as one of the most venomous ocean organisms on the planet. The stonefish belongs to a genus of fish known as the family of Cynanchidae, or the stonefishes, whose members are dangerously poisonous and even lethal to humans. The creature's name is synonymous with its look, as the fish holds resemblance to a stone blending in with the ocean floor. Ranging from muddied brown to orange or gray, the stonefish exhibits markings that mirror the uneven grains and markings of a rock. Also called the tropical scorpionfish in some areas, it can be found in shallow waters of the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Visitors should take extra precaution when wading in the warmer realms of these tropical areas, for an encounter with the stonefish has been reported as the worst pain known to mankind. The dorsal fins on the fish contain rows of toxin-filled spines which ooze contaminants from the base of the back into the cut flesh. The poison can quickly wreak havoc on muscles, nerves, and cause severe swelling before eminently attacking the heart. If one encounters a sting from the stonefish, medical attention should be sought out as soon as possible, for the fish is known to cause fatality to humans within hours. In Japan, this fish is considered a delicious delicacy and can be found on any menu as okaze sashimi. Even chefs must be wary when preparing this fatal fish, as 13 venomous sacs pose a threat to even the most highly trained professional. Diners are safe since the spines are removed before serving, and there has been a cure found for the poison found in stonefish. Number 5. The blue-ringed octopus. When it comes to risk, this majestic blue-ringed beauty is a close rival to the stonefish. The blue-ringed octopus is stunning. Its almost translucent body is pink or yellowish in hue, with a careful dotting of spots ringed with indigo. Found wafting around tide pools and coral reefs around the Pacific beaches from Australia to Japan, this terror is the size of a golf ball and remunerates its prey with enough venom to kill as many as 26 humans in minutes. Also considered by scientists as one of the deadliest animals in the world, this little guy doesn't come with any anti-venom pack, making it a bigger threat than its stony friend the stonefish. Those brave enough to swim near this fearless swimmer will receive a bite that seems harmless, until neurotoxins swiftly begin to induce feelings of numbness, muscle dystrophy, heart failure, and finally, death. So far, only 3 have fallen victim, 2 in Australia and 1 in Singapore. So, while a cure remains undiscovered, swimmers can only be warned of this blue-hued beauty. Number 4. The box jellyfish. Research renders the box jellyfish as one of the most dangerous beach dwellers of them all, due to the number of fatalities associated with the not-so-gentle jelly. Also known as the sea wasp, these creatures possess teasing tentacles containing tiny nematocysts that are powerfully packed with poison. The pain from one sting alone has caused victims to pass out the moment they are struck, while continuing to scream in agony as the venom's released. The first person ever killed by this ferocious floater occurred in 1841, and since then, over 5,500 people have been put in a box from one fateful encounter with the box jellyfish. Number 3. The Portuguese man-of-war jellyfish. While it certainly looks like a jellyfish, the Portuguese man-of-war also resembles an otherworldly alien spacecraft, and it's not that either. The creature sure functions as a ship, however, as tiny crewmen work together in unison to keep the venomous vessel afloat. With a large gelatinous hood that pulsates and glows in hues of deep purple and blue, inside consists a colony of living, breathing organisms. This tiny team exists as one, through a symbiotic relationship in which survival is impossible without the entire squad functioning together. With the capability to reach a length of 50 meters, scientists denote the Portuguese man-of-war as the longest animal in existence, since what the whales exhibit in mass, the man-of-war displays in dimension. These siphonophore swimmers belong to a class of 188 marine species, including corals and hydroids, which all resemble nuances of extraterrestrial life due to their twisted alien-like shapes and fascinating colors. If you see one of these bright bionetworks floating in foam or skimming the ocean's surface, run for the beach. Nematocyte toxin from the Portuguese man-of-war is reportedly 3/4 as powerful as that of a cobra. In 2010, a 69-year-old woman had been enjoying her birthday at a Sardinian beach when she was stung and killed by one of these poisonous predators. Number 2. The saltwater crocodile. We've all heard horrifying tales about a person seamlessly snatched from the shore after treading a little too close to its dark, murky waters. This deadly beach creature, known as the saltwater crocodile, is well known to prey on animals as large as a water buffalo. The scaly land crawler can claim its victim in a game known as the death roll. Here, the victim finds itself firmly clamped between the closed jaws as the crocodile rolls back and forth with its new toy. The target has close to a minute or less before the life is squeezed right out of it, and the saltwater crocodile has been known to take down a 1-ton horse in a matter of seconds. Said to be dolphin quick in water, this scaly saltwater beast can travel impressive speeds on land as well, at a rate of 29 kilometers per hour to scare and seize its prey. And finally, number 1, the great white shark. What's not so great about this majestic creature is the threat they pose to human life, as sharks have put innocent swimmers at risk since the early dawn of time. What's worse, the infamous jaws of the open water prefer to swim in clear coastal areas where waders are most likely to swim and enjoy their time at sea. And they're not limited to one region alone, for these terrors are found in all the world's most populated oceans. To add insult to injury, sharks detest the taste of human flesh, yet they'll still take a hefty test bite unbeknownst and uncaring of this minor detail. Great whites can reach up to 5 tons and 6 meters in length, marking itself as one of the greatest predators in existence, and the only surviving species of its genus today. Attacks from sharks come seemingly out of nowhere, as these beasts like to circle well underneath their prey before coming up to say hello. In addition, they inhibit such a keen sense of smell that a great white shark can detect blood and animal odor from several miles away. Encounters with this astounding species have led to an innumerable amount of human injuries and death every year. Recent studies claim that climate change, which led people to cool off at the beach, is causing a high increase in shark attacks in the US alone. While data can't completely designate this concept as credible, the theory is troubling nonetheless. Thanks for watching. Do any of the creatures on our list stop you from going in the water? If so, let us know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, check out what lurks below for more videos like this.